Hi guys, it's Editing Rena here. I'm currently voice-overing this video because I lost the audio for whatever the reason. I'm very sorry and very mad at myself, but I do really enjoy this video content, so I'm gonna try my best and I hope you all still enjoyed it. Thank you. Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome. In one of my recent Priceline videos, I unboxed a Priceline free gift with purchase, and for me to get the free bags, I have to purchase a few skincare. So obviously, when I had to get something that I was interested, I got this Avene new plumping serum. It's a new releases and it's actually really good in opinion. So I wanted to share how I like about it, and then I thought maybe I just branch out a little bit more, talk about the ingredient behind, why we're using it, how to use it, what age group it's targeted, and then I actually have a few products that I've used before, whether they're dupes or not. I can give you my recommendations and full reviews. So for the particular ingredient that we're talking about here today is niacinamide. I've actually found niacinamide is no longer a very strange chemical word these days. We found them more often on the bottles and we learn from them from everywhere as well. Customers seems to be wanting to know the key ingredients, what make the magic word. That's why the video is here today, to learn a little bit more. So if it sounds like something you enjoy, don't forget to give this video a like and also consider subscribe down below. We actually intake niacinamide every day because it's just type of vitamin B3 we found in meat, fish, veggie, mushroom, etc. And you might notice there's a niacinamide cream just for acne because that's what it meant to be for. And for everyday uses, niacinamide has some really good properties that I like it to use it every day, and that's in my skincare routine non-stop. So the first property is anti-inflammatory. This is really good and really important, especially if you're going through a long day and get some environmental damage. You just want everything to calm your skin down, bring everything back, keep the skin barrier nice and tight before you go ahead to go with all the other active ingredients for other skincare steps that you might use later on. It also increases the biosynthesis of ceramides, which is another great ingredient to help improve skin hydration by preventing moisture evaporates from the skin to lock all this moisture on your face to create a nice skincare barrier. For me, someone having oily combination type of skin, the main reason why I like niacinamide is it helps to minimize enlarge the pores. Study has shown a constant use of niacinamide lower the sebum exudation rate, so it creates less oil over time, so your pores doesn't get big as much. And if you clean your pores regularly, then in return you won't have big pores, so you have small minimal pores. The fourth property, which is probably why we're getting these niacinamide serum, is for brightening purposes, or you're seeing as deep pigmentating, helping improve discolorations, helping to brightening, whitening, or glowing, or even we see plumping. All these is coming from niacinamide. Like I said earlier, constant use is the key, and that's pretty much for all the ingredients. You have to use at least enough time to see the differences. For niacinamide, it's usually 2 to 4 weeks, and it's best to be done twice per day. I use it sometimes once per day, but you can use it any step in your skincare routine. You can use it for, say, in the cleanser or toner or facial masks or treatment, in your cream, in the serum, pretty much as long as you have niacinamide in some your skincare routine products, then you are well covered. Obviously, the concentration will targeting slightly different based on what you are after, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. Thinking of the fact that niacinamide can be used for pretty much all skincare products and combined with pretty much everything pairs perfectly, that means it has a very well tolerated rate to most of the people, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have any side effect. If by accident that we put too much niacinamide on the face, what we might have called a flushing effect. It can be tolerated rapidly if we just reduce the amount or the concentration that we are using niacinamide on our face. So it's really good to know the concentration. So we start slow, start easy, see how the skin goes, build it up, and to get the desired results that we will want. But don't worry, we're gonna go through the concentrations just in a moment. So bear with me, get your notebook and pens ready. let's go. The most effective concentration is between 2 to 10%, where 2% is just to build up for very sensitive skin, someone just wanting to start safe and then to gradually build it up. 2 to 3% is more for controlled acne, controlled oil production, where 3 to 6% is to reduce the hyperpigmentation, increase the overall skin barrier, and nothing should go exceeding 10%. That's probably the top normal range. I've seen other companies came up with 20% niacinamide. It doesn't necessarily the higher the better, because the higher the concentration might just bring slightly better results, but a lot higher chance of causing irritation, so it might not worth the money. I think we may or may not heard the word niacinamide 10%, and that's probably it's coming from the ordinary niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. So the combination of the zinc and niacinamide just in assisting skin barrier function, so makes it work a little bit better together. I learned the word niacinamide from this particular bottle, so this is probably my first proper niacinamide serum that I've used, and I have been using it non-stop for many years. This is one of my backup that I literally just unboxed before filming the video so that I can show you guys the consistency, etc. I really enjoy this. It's always in my routine, and I've never stopped using the ingredient niacinamide since. When it was first released, you can just get a bottle less than $10. I know these days there are so many other ones. Nevertheless, the cult classic budget-friendly niacinamide serums. So it has this particular laboratory design, and you can see the content is pretty much clear or slightly milky color, and it has a little bit of slightly thick consistency. I'll say it's still liquid. It does run down my hand, but you can see it's a little bit of jelly-like, and it feels tacky as well. You can probably see, as I was just showing you there, it does take time to absorb into the skin, and I found even my mom, when she's having dry skin, she still notices it takes time to absorb into the skin. So I think it's just purely the consistency itself, has nothing to do with the skin type. So what I often do is to wait until I go to the next step, and I try to keep a minimum sort of skincare routine if I'm using this particular one, otherwise it might cause peeling. That is also why I tend to not go back to this particular niacinamide since, but I still think it give a great result. It helps with my pores so much. I see a very obvious difference, and it also helps my hyperpigmentations around my cheek. I do still have a little bit, it's always going to be there, but it definitely calmed everything. That anti-inflammatory properties has really been helping me. And it's truly budget friendly, especially when it first released. The 30ml bottle retails for $9.50, and the 60ml ones retails for $17. I think it's actually still a great option for someone who's after a really budget friendly, high concentrated niacinamide serums, and you can get your access pretty much everywhere these days. The Ordinary is available worldwide. Even if you just want to try it, maybe do a patch test behind your ear, so you can still choose this over those high priced but low concentrated niacinamide. You might not be one of the sensitive skin type, then you can just go ahead to start with this one just to get the result first before you move on. However, I have found something. It's a little bit better in my opinion, and I found it last year. This is by the Lacura Lab. This one was available from late last year, and they had a whole bunch of Lacura Lab things, skincare, hyaluronic acid, and also some hair care as well, where this is the one that I was interested most. Unfortunately, you can't purchase this at the moment, so I'm hoping next year it will come back and restock. Then I'll definitely buy a couple bottles just to backup. So ingredient wise, this one is almost identical to the Ordinary one. They all have 10% niacinamide and 1% zinc. It is more affordable than the Ordinary one, much more affordable. The 60ml bottle retails for $9.99 or $9.95, where the Ordinary one, the 60ml bottle I just mentioned, it was $17, so it's almost half of the price. For the consistency, we got a clear, lightweight liquid texture. I've used it all up, so I can't show you, but it's a much runnier, very liquefied liquid texture, which I actually prefer this one because it's perfect for pairing with others, whether it's the serum that I tend to have, or if you have a cream afterwards, you don't have to wait for that long before apply for your next steps, and it works well throughout the whole time that I was using it. I didn't notice once that I was peeling with everything else. So overall comparing, I'm really in love with the Lacura Lab more than the ordinary one. Unfortunately, this is not something that you can just always grab from LD store. So I'm hoping for the best that next year will come back. So I'll definitely stock it up. At this stage, I love this one more than the ordinary, but the ordinary is easy access, so I'll kind of like recommending the both. But if you get the Lacura one, it's a better price and it's better in terms of experience, in my opinion. The next one that I was using recently until I found another one that I really love is the Olay Luminous Niacinamide plus Cica Super Serum. Olay has a lot of like super serum in their luminous sort of niacinamide line. They have a whole bunch of different bottles. I think the key ingredients are all similar. They have one with like hyaluronic acid, and then maybe another one with I think collagen or something. They're all looking very similar, but the key ingredients here just niacinamide. There's nothing else. When I went onto the Olay website, I went on some reviews trying to suss it out the concentration of niacinamide, because it is kind of high up on their ingredient list, but I have a very low ingredient list, and the higher having a better concentration. Unfortunately, I just can't find it anywhere, so I'm assuming it's having a 2 to or maybe 2 to 3%, which is really good for starter, for sensitive skins, for someone's never used niacinamide before. But as you will learn in niacinamide, you want to know the concentration so you know what is targeting for, what is best for. Apart from niacinamide, they also add in provitamin B5 to further smooth and moisturize the skin, as well as vitamin E as an oil-soluble antioxidant, so it gets penetrate a little bit deeper into the skin layers. And the bottle that I've got also contains cica to help smooth skin cell damages. But I have noticed the cica ingredient is on the very end of their ingredient list towards the bottom, and they have a really long ingredient list. So to me, that cica they added is pretty much minimal to nothing. I know it's still a bit of something, but it's just I wish it was a little bit higher concentration. That would be better. This one is free from sulfates, parabens, petrolatum, mineral oils. However, it contains fragrance. So just I was gonna say, it's free from all the hard things. Fragrance, just throw it right back. I was gonna recommend it to sensitive skins, but fragrance is a common allergy. So just be aware if you are quite sensitive to scent. Although in my opinion, it's pretty strong, but it's a nice scent to me. I'm like not against it. I'm not sensitive skin, so I'm all fine. So in terms of the consistencies, we have a milky liquid texture. You can see it's very runny. It has a quick absorption rate, it feels nourishment, and it layers fine with other serums. So the experience of using is no problem, and I do really enjoy this lovely bottle packaging compared to the laboratory ones. It's something slightly different, a little bit of luxe because it got that sort of chrome sheen bottle as well. I do also enjoy their the pressure design of their cap, so you don't actually have to draw up anything. Every time I'll just suck the serum out, and one droplet is just enough for my entire face. So as much as I love the packaging, the product is not too bad. There are just things that I feel like they could improve, especially from Olay as a brand. I just did not see that sort of excitement, and I didn't see a reason for me to repurchase because I found something even more affordable. Not mentioning the price tag is a little bit expensive. Even on half price sale, it was around $20 or something. I just feel like I've got other options here over this one. So the last one I'm going to talk about is the new release Avene Hyaluron Active B3 Concentrated Plumping Serums. So this is a clear packaging, but compared to the two laboratory ones, I do think this one looks just a little bit better. Nothing too much, it's slightly better. So we have a clear label of 6% of niacinamide, 1.5% of hyaluronic acid. I like how they just tell you straight away so you know what you're using it for. 6% is a great concentration level to help overall reduce the skin hyperpigmentation, improve the skin barrier, but it's not too much. It's not like 10%, so it's not gonna be as sensitive as the 10%. To me, I think it's a perfect level to achieve the best results and also minimize the risk. The other thing is really good is how it only contains a very minimal list of ingredients, very simplified. The first one is their thermal spring water. The second is their 6% niacinamide. And then the third, we have glycerin here. The fifth, which is the hyaluronic acid. And they have a couple of other things just to have to kind of stabilize. And overall, there is only 8 ingredients. A very, very simplified version. I haven't seen a niacinamide having such simplified ingredient, except the ordinary one, obviously. But the experience of this one is to the next level. It's just on top of everything else that I've used. I have used quite a bit of niacinamide serums, but this is so far the best I've tried. I use it during the night time, so every time when I use it, I'm so looking forward to it. It's such a luxury feeling. It is oil free and it's fragrance free. It claims to provide a light, fresh feel with a fast absorption rate. You can see it's completely clear liquid texture and it's so runny. Because it's so runny, it's easy to achieve that fast absorption, and because the ingredients are so simplified, it is super lightweight feeling. So everything it claims is true to what it says. I sometimes feel like I'm just applying like almost purified water on my face, but it's not. I do think the Lacura Lab one is very similar, but it's still different. After you use a few, you just realize this one is slightly different, slightly better. And that probably will help me to justify the high price tag. Still, for full price being $60 to $70, I do not recommend. Don't buy any niacinamide serum when it's that expensive. But if it's on half price sale, I do recommend to try it if you really enjoyed it. It will bring you a slightly different experience. So I think that's pretty much everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We went through the niacinamide concentration, how, when, what to use, and then we go through all the products. Some are cult classics, some are great affordable dupes, some are from the big brand, as well as some really new releases. So if you like today's video, don't forget thumbs up and consider subscribe down below. I think that's pretty much all for today. So stay safe and stay positive. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!